What is up, you guys? It is Miss Byerly here bringing you a mini lesson on how to find the problem and the solution of a story. So we're going to be focusing on our literature big book for the week, Bringing Down the Moon. So what I'm trying to do here is recreate what we'd be doing together in the classroom. If we were all in carpet time, Miss Byerly would have this chart that you see here on the right side of your screen. I would have it up on the board and we would all talk and collaborate together and figure out how to fill in this chart. So that's what we're doing today, except we're doing it from far away, remotely, online. So I hope you enjoy this. Okay, to start, let's remind ourselves. Our reading skill that we focused on last week was main idea, but this week we have shifted our attention to problem and solution. So you might be wondering, Ms. Byerly, why does it matter to know the problem and the solution of a story? Why do we have to figure that out? Well, I'll tell you what, guys. In a story, whether it be a book or a movie, most of the time, the problem is one of the most interesting parts of the story. We get to watch the main character try to solve this problem, and that's what is entertaining for us, and that's what makes for a very good story. Because I want to prove this to you. Think about bringing down the moon for a second. Let's flip through. Let's go to the first page. Let's say we have our main character, Mole, here. We introduce the main character. We figure out that he loves this moon hanging in the sky. He thinks it's so beautiful. He thinks it's the most beautiful thing he had ever seen, right? We know right off the bat that he wants this moon. But imagine for a second, what if he figured out how to get it right off the bat without having any problem or any struggle? What if he just got it, right? Would that make for a very good story, you guys? No, that would be so boring. The story would be over so quickly. And that's the case for many stories. The problem and the steps that the main character or the main characters, if there's more than one, take to solve the problem is what makes it so interesting. So that's why we have to figure out what the problem, the steps to the solution, and the actual solution is in bringing down the moon. So I think we know our problem. If we were on the carpet, if Miss Byerly asked you guys, what do you think the problem was in the story? I'm sure someone would raise their hand and say, I'm going to type it right here. Mole wants to pull down the moon, right? Do you agree? Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. I think that's a great sentence to put down in our box that says problem. He wants to pull down the moon. Why is that a problem for him? Well, we learn throughout the story, if we flip through, look at all the things that he does to try to get it. He tries to jump. He tries to poke at it. He uses a stick. He throws acorns at it. None of these attempts are successful. He doesn't have any luck. So these are his steps that he's going to take. We just figured out the next part of our chart. If we were together during carpet time, I would ask you guys, what are some of the things that Mole does to try to solve his problem? Well, we would say, Mole jumped, Mole jumps, uses a stick, and he even throws acorns. Throws acorns at the moon. Those are all the steps that he takes to try to solve his problem. So I want to stop and ask you now, do you think he was successful by taking those steps to solve his problem? If you said no, you are absolutely correct. Mole was not successful. He was not able to pull down the moon by jumping, using a stick, or throwing acorns at the moon. So then he had to take all these steps to realize what his true solution was. What was that? We don't have to guess. We have our story open right here. It's perfectly okay, you guys, to go back into the story. That's what I'm trying to teach you today. We have to go back into the text. We have to remind ourselves what the solution was. So here we have it. Let's reread this last page. Look at all his friends. We have hedgehog, rabbit, and squirrel. They say, "Wow, it's beautiful," said Rabbit. "Very beautiful," said Hedgehog. "Very beautiful indeed," said Squirrel. "Yes," said Mole, "but it's not as close as it looks." So what do you think they finally decide to do, guys? His friends tell him, "You're never going to get the moon by trying all those crazy things, Mole. I think what? That we should just kind of sit here and appreciate it from far away. We should just watch it." So that was Mole's solution the whole time, not to try to poke it down or throw things at it. We can say, Mole decides to watch. Oops, what happened there? Mole decides to watch the moon. Oops. From where it is. I think that is his final solution. Do you agree? Let's take one more look at our chart to see if we like what we wrote. So our problem, Mole wants to pull down the moon. Yes, that is definitely a problem for him because he takes all these steps to try to solve his problem. He tries to jump, he uses a stick, and he even throws acorns at the moon. But in the end, what was the solution? Since he couldn't get the moon down using any of those steps, since they were not successful, he decided, you know what? I think it's okay to just sit here and appreciate it from far away. We can just look at it because it's not as close as it looks. Alrighty, guys, I hope that gives you some great insight, some great tips on how to find problem and solution of a story. I hope you enjoyed that mini lesson, and I hope you have a terrific rest of your Tuesday. Bye-bye.